So I'm just like I said, I want to get into the streaming tonight. I ain't do it last night. I was exhausted. I got a little playtime in the morning, so it's like, okay, let me go ahead and pop it a little bit. I want to start off by speaking on. It's quite a few things I want to speak on. The start, I think the most important part of what I want to start by is saying, when does it, when does being an American and having American interests, I ain't talking about our politicians, I'm talking about a citizen. We got 300 million people. We got more citizens than we got politicians. We got more followers than we got leaders. Obviously, we lead our own lives, but we expect our leaders to blindly take care of our best interests, right? And this is what I mean. This is when the conflict of interest starts to arise. We have a moral compass inside of us that want peace for the most part. We don't want I'm with that group of Americans that said America first and no more wars, and let's focus on building up this country and shit like that. That this is where it gets the water gets murky. If America is scrambling to gather assets, right? Just the shit that most people don't have privy to or don't try to learn about. But if America is scrambling to gather assets to stop the dollar from tanking and life as we know it, when does it become a conflict of interest with my personal desire to see us at peace and to see us minding our business? It's like, I don't need the fucking money gain to tank no time soon. At least give me 10 years. That's kind of like my mindset, and that's being a little generous. Pardon me, I've been drinking beer. You know, that beer give you the bubbly shit. Anyway, it's like my personal interest, I, I want to be able to have a money system that's in place for at least the next 10 years so I can put all my ducks in order. And then whatever this great reset that might happen or whatever, whether they want to, I don't know, if the American dollar tanks. So I say that to say, look at Cuba. And shout out to all the Cubans. Y'all see my name rock, Game Castro. I'm glad Fidel Castro wasn't living to see the nightmare that has become from a traitor people. Let's just talk about Cuba real quick. Let's go a little rogue real quick. Before Fidel Castro took over, y'all youngins don't even know who Castro is, but let me give you a little insight. Castro is one of the greatest leaders in mankind, period. He's a real, like what people believe George Washington is to America, that's what Castro is to Cuba. I've always been of the mindset that a real leader go get on the gun line with they men. You can't just send kids to war if you're not willing to risk your own life. I think that's fair for any. If you can't agree with that, then you're not a human and you're a coward. I can't send your child to war if I'm not willing to go get on the front line with them and lead them into battle. Like I said months ago on this stream, I said I wouldn't even be opposed to in the future if in order to be American president. Now, see this, I'm gonna make my point. Then I'm before I lose it. In order to be American president, you have to have served in the military. You have to have put your fucking not just serving. We're not talking about no. You was a typewriter. You know some militaries they got a band and shit. No, no, we're not. You're not a doctor. No motherfucker. You got out there with that stick and you let that shit rain. Bullets is passing your head, whizzing past your head and shit. Fucking, you got your leg blow off by an IED. You need to have been through some shit before you can make declarations to send people kids to war. That's just my mindset. Now, I will say this. There's a way to circumvent that and go around that, which is the military play too many fucking games with all the standards that they want to try to set in order to join. Can't be flat-footed. What the fuck kind of stupid shit is that? Oh, can't have a tattoo on the neck. What the? When the fuck does having a tattoo stop you from shooting the bitch and doing your and being able to pass basic training? You got some. I'm like Pete Hegseth, bitch. You got some sloppy, bad body, lazy motherfuckers in the military, DEI all the fucking way. But goddamn, you want to tell me about a motherfucking tattoo? You need you. The YNs is the greatest soldiers in American history. These niggas shoot all. Listen, I'm gonna tell you why the YN is the perfect soldier. And I'm being sarcastic, but I'm being truthful. The YN is the perfect soldier because not only is these niggas so gun literate, these niggas can operate and break down a gun like a gunner better than the fucking redneck, but they actually follow orders that white men give them. A YN to shoot at each other all fucking day. Police say, put your hands up, they follow the order. Just say go to prison for life, they follow the fucking order. We don't got the YNs that shoot back. It's a couple, but when I say couple, far and few. These niggas follow orders and they ready to kill at the drop of a. And these niggas can run a full flat and jump fences. These niggas can pass a basic training right now. I give me 100 YNs to go to war with before you give me a military trained nigga. That's just my opinion on the shit. So I say that to say, and they bored. They just looking to shoot. You mean to tell me you gonna give a nigga the legal right to just go shoot some shit? But I say this much though. I say all that to say, and let me move forward into this conversation. So we taking over shit. We taking over access. We taking over Venezuela. We about to take over Cuba. And this is what back to my point of Castro. That's how I got a little distracted. So Castro replaced this guy named Batista. Batista was a sellout. Now, we all, wherever you from in the world, we all can appreciate loyal people to their country. No matter what country you from, if you're a loyalist and you love your shit, we appreciate that. We don't like sellouts. We all can agree on that. Like police hate snitches. A lot of people think that police don't like snitches. Police love snitches. They hate snitches. They don't like fucking snitches in their own department. So my point that I'm making is fucking we can appreciate a person that's a loyalist and don't sell out their country. So Batista was giving the country away, right? So Castro come in the motherfucker, he come in the reign through war. You know, he's uprising. Motherfuckers is destitute. He's like the back, he's leading that dark horse. Hey man, y'all tired of this motherfucker giving our shit away to everybody? Yeah, y'all tired of being poor while everybody else coming to extort us and shit? Sort of like how we being extorted right now by a certain party in America. And I ain't talking about Republican or Democrat, a lobbyist group that control both parties. So it's like if I was I'm not saying me because I don't want to put the target on me, but let's just say I was the motherfucker to lead the Democrats and the Republicans and start a new fucking American party like how what's his name hinted at, but he never did the shit. Your boy Elon Musk. So, cause he didn't want to do that, cause at the end of the day, you want to play that game, he get your ass deported. But if he had been American born, I believe he would have tried that. So my whole point that I'm making is that's what Castro did, and he led a rebel. And guess what he did? That was so fucking smart that Americans will never give him no credit on. Americans, he let the motherfuckers set up the businesses. You know, all of them was in place anyway because of Batista. Because Batista was letting them exploit the resources and shit. And then Castro said, okay, cool, thank you for your hard work. Get the fuck out. We'll take over from here. That's what he did. And they made fucking Cubans. This is how the narrative of the world works. They made Cubans hate Cubans. Oh, I used to love rocking my Castro shirt every fucking day in South Florida. Cause them motherfuckers is, I dare you to say something to me. Cause I can really talk that Cuban shit, that real history to you. What can you tell me bad about Castro? That's why they tried to assassinate the motherfucker. What they doing, and so, but let's fast forward into how we got to this point of me talking about this shit. So these same Cubans that talk that shit about Castro, oh, it's commies. Motherfucking, and the only reason he reached out to Russia because he had this fucking embargo by the big ass country that was next to him, and there's only one country willing to help him. As me as a leader, my people were starving. I gotta accept somebody's fucking help. So and then I gotta be loyal to the motherfucker who helped us, who helped me. That was Russia. It's this is simple fucking 101. If nobody help you, let's just say you're a fucking racist and you hate black people and you got kids and you're starving, and then my black ass is the only one willing to help you, and then I help you, and you say, you know what, I'm never gonna forget this shit, and you loyal to me. Now motherfuckers is mad at you because you took the black man help, but where was you motherfuckers when I needed you? So my point is, fast forward, no Cubans that wanted him ousted, wanted Raul ousted. Now all of a sudden they say in life, be careful what you ask for. So you wanted so much American intervention, so much so that the American got an idea. You know what? We'll just take this shit over. How y'all like that? Y'all voted for me. Cubans been voting Republican. Cubans ain't. You know the funny thing? Cubans is a microcosm of immigrants in America, and like my mind is always back and forth with how I feel about immigrants. But I'm gonna tell you what most immigrants have done. Anglo-Saxon immigrants and black as well, but I would say mainly Anglo-Saxon. They come in on a Democratic ticket, right? Meaning that Democrats push for immigrants the most. We all can agree. Democrats, oh, immigrants, immigrants, we want all immigrants. So they come in on that Democrat banner. Yeah, 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 Democrat, yeah, thank you for letting me in. Then they get a little established. And they say, fuck this Democrat shit. Bitch, Republican, Republican, Republican. And they vote strongly Republican. Whenever if you ever looked at a map, we're just talking about Florida right now. Florida in the Panhandle, Republican. By the time you get to Orlando going south, Democrat. It's a big ass state. It's a big change and shit. Tallahassee, all that Panhandle shit, they call it the I-10 corridor, fucking Republican. Back down south, Democrat, because you got, once again, like I'm telling you, all these immigrants is riding that Democratic wave. So the Cubans have carved out. See, one thing about Cubans are like almost like Asians. Cubans are very self-sufficient. They will learn your model, your business model, and then they will use it for each other. And they will block you out. What I mean by that is, we got CVS and Walgreens throughout America, right? A pharmacy. Cuban said, oh, this is how it works. Cuban go get a job at CVS, go get a job at Walgreens. Fuck this shit. We not supporting this American shit. Navarro's pharmacy, Navarro's. Oh, you're going to find Navarro in two high Hispanic places. Kissimmee, which is Osceola County, and fucking Miami-Dade County. Heavy Hispanic shit. We got our own shit. They go work at Publix. They go work at Winn-Dixie. Oh, fuck this shit. Sedano's, Bravo, Presidente. You see what I'm talking about? They learn the business model. A redneck told me this shit. He told me this shit. And he made me feel offended when he told me this shit. He say, I only hire white people and black people. He said, a white man, I gotta get his mindset. He gonna respect me as like a brotherhood. He almost talked that shit almost to say that a black man can learn this job, but they're too lazy to really go apply this shit to start the business. But the fucking Cuban, the fucking Spanish Mexican, this motherfucker gonna learn it. And then he's gonna start his own company and compete against me with cheaper prices. I'm not hiring that motherfucker and teaching him this shit. I was like, damn. So I say that to say, it's a very, it's a society. I'm not stopping to sweat for nothing. You ain't even like my shit. Get off my channel. I'm gonna block you if you say anything. I'm cooking tonight, so you need not to talk. You feel me? That's what I'm talking about. So anyway, what I'm saying is this. Ultimately, you got these people that come into the country and they learn the business and then they block everybody out. So you don't benefit as an American, but they're living autonomously inside of your society. And so they say, you know what? We're going to vote for fucking Republicans because this benefits us. So you look at a perfect example, Marco Rubio. Fucking perfect example. Look at his rise to fame through the Republican Party. He came up out of that same demographic of Little Havana, Hialeah, all them Cubans that vote fucking Republican. So now it's starting. Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz is a Cuban. So when you look at this shit and you've been asking so much for American intervention into Cuba, now you got it. But you got it from an aspect you didn't expect. Because now it's going back to the genesis of my point. getting assets to protect this American dollar. So at what point do I stop caring about the morality of, is this right? At what point do I just focus on, man, whatever they got to do to protect this American dollar just so long enough till I can get all my ducks in order, to where I have something on autopilot, in the sense that it's one thing to own a home, but owning a home is just the beginning. So at what point do I have something that reciprocate forever, to where it's on autopilot and I'm really not affected should the dollar go down? Because my dad taught me this early in life about being a merchant. And I used to be like, man, you're a hoarder. He say, son, at some point you're gonna need something to trade. And this dollar ain't gonna be nothing. It's the man is almost like damn Nostradamus. So I simply say that to say at some point you're gonna need valuables beyond just the physical currency of a dollar. So I just want to still figure this shit out. And while I'm growing, I might have to get selfish in my thought. Hello, I'm gonna read these comments. I've kind of I, I'm gonna read these comments. I don't want to get. I've already got too deep. Ye said hi. Somebody said hi. What's your name? If you could read English, route Game Castro. Um, at ASD tried to troll. We're not gonna read that comment. Judy Yates said, where do you live? I live all across America. P Town said Kevin Hart. Um, Young Goat said the fucking Cuban. Taylor said, hey, could you please just cost. Yes. Oh, I appreciate that, Taylor. Lord, thanks for the light, brother. Um, Judah Yates said, trust me, bro. If I had a fucking dollar every time I've been online, somebody say my voice sound like Chris Rock. Like, this shit has made me self-conscious of the shit. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, that's crazy, bro. If I could profit off it, I think I should just do stand-up. Because I do got jokes. And if I naturally sound like Chris Rock, then that's dope. I just think his voice is more higher pitched, though. We own nothing in this life but our souls. Hello, bro. That's an interesting concept to say we own nothing but our souls, but I think that in a certain regard, we should be able to own our destiny. Destiny is different from a soul. Destiny is a trajectory that you put yourself on due to the actions that you take in life. So I don't believe, although I do believe we own our own souls, another person shouldn't control your destiny, right? What if what if them being in control of your destiny would take your soul? So that's, I think it's two different aspects. Like, and we should be able to control our own destiny, or decide our own destiny rather. Collectively, because we all in this together. Obviously, we all imagine like people on a bus, on a Greyhound. Let's look at a Greyhound. It's a long trip, but everybody might have the same destination. Some people get off earlier, some people get off later, but everybody individually have their own agenda. You might get off. We might be 20 of us with the same destination, but once we get off at our destination, we go about our own ways and with our own agendas. And that's what I'm saying. Collectively, we decide as a people where we want to go with this life. And I think that, what we got, obviously we look in it for different reasons. You might say, I want to vote for this guy because of this reason. And I might got my own reason. But we decide collectively. So that's just my opinion on that. Let me see what these things saying. Um, I appreciate the like and the sub, love, brother. Are you Italian? No, sir. Do a rap on the worst piece of life you ever had, bro. This it's like almost what do you call it? I don't want to be. I don't want to feel the stereotype. Like, it's almost like a white person telling a black person, "Can you dance for me?" Like, telling me to rap for you is insulting to me, bro. You feel me? Like, it's insulting to me. So no, I would not rap for you. How you doing? I'm doing good, man. Y'all drop some topics that y'all want me to speak on and give my insight to, and if I can, I will. Harlow, it's not you now got raw beat makers in the chat. just joined. Go ahead, put your shit to let everybody know. Hey, y'all, Hard Luck always say he's a raw beat maker. Hard Luck Production Studios in the house. He said he got beats on YouTube telling stories of where he come from. So whenever you check it out, you know the channel is called Hard Luck Productions. Y'all go check him out, man. Love, man. No hating over here. Piano boy say he black. Love, my brother. Um, Nick Ernst asked me my opinion on Diddy parties, and I said this to somebody who asked me about the other day. They still having Diddy parties. Diddy parties is Epstein parties. Diddy was having Epstein parties. That's what it was. And this the thing about Diddy. And we clowned them, but I'm gonna tell you where I think the clowning stops. The fact that they publicly crucified Puff Daddy and brought him down is almost like if they had, mind you, you see how hard they tried to go. They tried to get him a RICO off of some shit that wasn't even like qualified under that spectrum. Had they had Diddy on some kid shit, it would be out there. It would be out there. Everything came. You think they gonna talk about you with all the baby oil and watching a nigga named the Punisher fuck your girlfriend out there and not put all your business out there? They put everything they could find on him out there. That they're supposed to be some alleged accusations, but if it was any merit to that shit, he would be. So although Diddy freaky, although Diddy bisexual, although Diddy has a lot of ways and things that people don't agree with, Diddy was no Epstein by far, but he was having that kind of party. What I mean by that is he took the playbook, which is I'm gonna throw freaky parties, I'm gonna secretly record you motherfuckers. Do I believe Diddy probably went to a hell yeah? He went to that's how he learned the shit. Diddy was on his own massage shit. That's the rap massage. Bitch, it was like, yo, this is how I get you niggas in these deals. So yeah, I mean, I just hate the fact that everybody branded as a Diddy thing when it's an Epstein thing, and I think that should never go away. Like my personal opinion on it, that should be to the end of time. The next president, it should linger for forever until we see the motherfuckers who get the make the laws, break the laws, fucking actually have to be upheld by the law. Then this shit should go on forever. You feel me? Because that's just my opinion of it. You did. Y'all go ask some more questions though, for real, bro. Yeah, I appreciate y'all dropping the first Western Lane. I'm on my Corona tonight, man. I had to. The liquor store closed early, man. I was working hard, so I had to get me a Corona. You know how we do. Jake Brown said, "Hey, what up, bro? Go ahead, drop some comments. I mean, like something for me to speak on, bro. I kind of really aired out everything I really wanted to air out. I'm trying to think as far as celebrity shit goes. Um, they were talking about a matter of fact. Speaking of Diddy, his former lover, she say she need a man with $100 million, and the guy who I was watching, he brought up an interesting question. How I feel about listen, I got home tonight and the headline floored me. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It says Supreme Ayatollah dead. America is a street nigga, and I'm gonna tell you why America is a street nigga. This is why if I was the leader of a country, if I'm in active negotiate, let's put it like this. And mind you, I'm American, so obviously I'm always gonna be on the side of America coming out victor because this is where I live at. This is where I always live. I'm listen. You know the problem is what I'm gonna start doing, and I gotta forgive myself on this. I'm gonna stop confessing how much my love is for America when our leaders don't even love this bitch. Like, far be it from me to try to have to compel somebody to believe how much I love America when I'm watching motherfuckers in Mexico. And I'm gonna answer your question about the war, but it just came to my mind. Watching motherfuckers stranded in Mexico because they done killed the little dude down there. And they tell me, oh, I'm stranded. Well, pussy motherfucker, you should have visited another state. Utah, fucking Rhode Island, Delaware. Have you ever been to Mount Rushmore? Have you ever been to Niagara Falls? We got plenty of shit in America for you to see. But this is what Americans do. They make their American money. They go overseas and spend that motherfucker. Then they say, we love America. How you love America? You don't break no bread back in America. What do you do that's American? We got fucking presidents that's put their hands on the Bible, swear in on the Bible with their lying ass hand on the Bible. And to swear every president in, I'm surprised they fucking hand don't fall off when they touch. Oh, the Bible don't just burn. It's disrespectful. So far be it from me, and I think that's just the pressure we put under as black people sometimes to try to prove how much American we are, or if we speak anything foul about America, we gotta then try to reassure people, hey, I'm not a terrorist. I don't fuck what a motherfucking opinion is, dog. I mean, opinion of me having a negative opinion about what the fuck America got going on. Cause motherfucker, I been in this bitch and been working my whole fucking life paying taxes for a bitch to go goddamn war when I don't ask for the shit to spend my money in on the war. So when I seen the shit, I said, take your hand. And that's both. You know what America is like? It's almost like if you ever seen this movie called Romeo Must Die. These motherfuckers is backstabbing each other like a bitch and the shit. It's like that monopoly board and motherfuckers trying to take over this property and that, and they shook each other hands. And then as soon as he left the meeting, he told this dude, he said, "Go get my daughter. Watch up, double up security." And the Asian man saying the same thing, "Hey, double up security." Da, 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 da. It's like if America gonna tell you to sit down at the table, you best already be prepared that y'all finna get hit that night. Like, we don't act in good faith. We don't act in no good faith. Like, we don't need to give no what do you call it? So I almost want to call it a furlough of, listen, if we had a meeting this week, we're gonna be amicable about this shit and wait at least a month to bomb y'all, because we're trying to actually work on good faith that we do want to have a resolution. America would do that shit just to divert from what the real objective is. The real objective is we finna bomb y'all last tonight. So I'm begging for you to come meet me at this meeting this morning, just so I can confirm that you still alive. Get your fucking satellite location and whack your ass. Like, so we at the point where even our greatest so-called allies, I don't know who the fuck that is. You know who they say our greatest ally is. You mean who our rulers is? But I would think that our greatest ally was supposed to be Britain, the country that we came from, right? The United Kingdom and shit. But apparently, they're not our greatest ally. So, fucking, my whole point is, if I'm them, I'm looking at us sideways. If I'm fucking the UK, I'm looking at America side. Like, damn. Y'all who don't y'all like they do a joint, mind you, this wasn't a as reported. This is only as reported, our media lies. But as reported, this is a joint Israel American thing. So UK is now being left out. I was always big brother, and you always involved me in everything. Now for the last 5, 6 years, it's you and Israel joint on everything. And now I'm not big brother no more. What happened when Israel say, fuck the UK? You gonna bomb on me too? You already said. Now, one thing, like I said, it's very conflicting. This shit is kind of conflicting because certain things I think why Trump got elected, and he'll never understand. I don't even think he cares. But part of the America First was fuck Europe. He was the first one to say, like, fuck Europe. Fuck paying into the EU and NATO, and these bitches can't protect us themselves. Our taxpayers upholding these bitches to live a great life just so they could come over here and be rude to us and shit. So fucking y'all protect yourselves. We was down with that. White people was down with that. When I say we, I just want you to know I'm speaking on behalf of hundreds of millions of white people. Hundreds of millions of white people who of European ancestry was down with fuck Europe because they set they loins here. See, I'm of the belief that once you've been here, once you American, I don't like all that Italian American, Irish American, African American. Bitch, American is American. You can't go to these other fucking places and say I'm an You can't what. You can't go to Italy and say I'm an American Italian or I'm American French once you get over there. You are what the fuck you are. So I say that to say we was on board with the mindset that man, okay, cool. America first. We're not helping the EU and none of that shit. But yet, anyway, I don't want to talk about this. Y'all get my point, dog. Let me see what else talking. Cause I be feeling like the police be looking at my shit. Cause like that's nobody be liking this shit, but bitches be tuned in like a motherfucker though. Like, what is this nigga gonna say? Come on, man. I believe when I see it about the Ayatollah dude. You ain't gotta believe when you see it. All you gotta do is know the history of America. They just talked about this shit last week. They said he's no Nicolas Maduro. You can't capture this. Mind you, they say put that little shit up or it's supposed to make them bitches dizzy and inebriated. Now, could they have whacked Maduro? Yeah, they could have. But when you can extract him and get information that he knows pertinent that you can use, maybe torture tactics, whatever you want to call it, that's even better. Certain motherfuckers in certain parts of society are taught that, like with Hitler, Hitler wasn't gonna let a bitch catch him alive and learn certain things. You know what the interrogation process would have been like? Motherfuckers rather die. Same thing with this Ayatollah. You wasn't gonna fucking capture this man and then interrogate him on shit that he know. And if they do had, obviously they ain't got no fucking weapons program like the proclaim. But let's just say they did know of some shit or plots and plans. You think you gonna let them interrogate? No, and they know that. So okay, we just gotta come kill you. It was one of them Bin Laden type of scenarios where you gonna fucking capture this? No, you gotta kill that motherfucker. It ain't no capture. And that's just how that shit goes, fam. But if you say you believe it when you see it, you'll never see it. If that's the case, you still waiting to see Charlie Kirk. Even though I don't know, I'm gonna stay away from. I'm not gonna touch that right now because I go back and forth. The murder look real as fuck, but I just never seen a widow so fucking happy in my life, and everybody just move on like it ain't shit. So it's just like sometimes I feel like he's alive. But that's none of my business. That's a little that Charlie Kirk death is almost like the chicken but or the egg. Which came first? You wreck your brain trying to figure out did he get whacked or was it some kind of plot to put something else in play? I don't know. Um, I mean statistically with 4,000 subs, you're most likely gonna have a cop as one sub. Oh, listen, a cop, you're gonna have multiple agencies. You're gonna have who is this? Listen, when they say, you know how they always say when something happens, they say he wasn't on authorities' radar. Listen, when you've done things in life, what I mean by that is speak at events. You don't even have to have 4,000 subs, believe it or not. You just gotta be in the right place at the right time. I don't want to. I was gonna say the wrong time, but what I mean by that is, I spoke at an event many years ago, and when I spoke at this event, the crowd is eating out of my palms. And see, that's how I know the difference with social media versus in real life. Social media motherfuckers come and go. They're easily distracted, whatever, whatever. But I know how to hold court and I know how to speak and I know how to carry a point and divert from my point to make another point, then revert back to it. With that said, we were talking about environmental racism, something that never gets talked about. Flint, Michigan is a perfect example of environmental racism. And then I made it relate to the local environmental racism with the connections of the water lines and stuff. How that once the neighborhood started being gentrified, that's when they started putting adequate supply lines in because they had been giving us a lot of lead for many years, which is a cause of autism. You never hear fucking your boy talk about that. You talk about all this other stupid shit, Tylenol shit. But what about lead, motherfuckers, in our water? But not either. This is my point. The police then comes and they post up a little bit to try to intimidate. I kept steadfast with my point. Then they went to the event organizer and he came and stuck to me in my ear and he said, "Hey, man, police want you to cut it short." And so I called that shit out, bitch. I'm not no more because I was young, but I'm older now. But my younger days, I was a crash dummy. I was like, bitch, if they want me to get off this stage, they're gonna have to take all us out of this motherfucker. Fuck it, we can do it right now. This is my hood. I say that to say shit like that. And then once upon a time, I got jammed up. And when I got jammed up, I see the dashboard of the cop car. It says political agitator. And he closed out on right hand on my soul. Fucking he closed his fucking laptop. He went, and this is the irony of the shit. This is why I kid you not. Cause I was protesting and I got jammed up. I don't have no. I never used to protest with no ID on me or nothing, so a bitch can't identify me. He went to the dope boys. This is when I first got perspective in life and this black experience, this American is all this. He went to niggas that got all kind of dope in their pocket, all kind of illegal drugs, and asked, "Who is that nigga?" And these pussy niggas snitched on me. And when I told you, they rushed me like I was the fucking Ayatollah himself. All type of the first one I realized, this is the first time I realized we pay so much for law enforcement in America. You think we got a huge military? You would you believe me if I told you 1 out of 5 cars on the road is fucking law enforcement? You think you be looking for patrol cars and shit. Anybody wanna I'm gonna repost the video tomorrow. No, I'm gonna do it Monday if anybody wanna follow. I'm gonna do a video Monday. I'm gonna post a video and I'm gonna show y'all some shit of when this guy stole a fire truck. I got it on actual film. And when I tell you it was at least big, it didn't go big like I thought. Maybe they suppressed it. But every other fucking car on the road was a fucking cop car. We live in a police state. We shit. You want to what's that? The Gestapo, bitch. Please. We make the Gestapo look like road rats. You remember the USS Liberty or Qatar? Control the media. You gotta understand, bro. Like what does America does that tug on the heartstrings that they feel gonna tug on the heartstrings of white Americans? They say we love our military, we love our fucking country, but a whole country bombed our military and killed them. No accountability. Fuck that. And I was with American and that's in real time that nobody's coming to your defense because nobody can defeat this little small fucking man-made fucking every country man-made. I'm talking about politically made country. See, this is the thing, bro. This is the thing. I used to say this back in the days. If 10 people coming to beat you up, and let's say you were crafty enough to cause division between these 10 people, they fight each other. And now at the end, it's just one standing. Now you got a fair, not only do you got a fair fight, you got an exhausted motherfucker that's been fighting motherfuckers. See, Israel power was already in play. We look at it as the article of Balfour, the declarations of Balfour and shit. In order to get to the declaration of Balfour, the system was already in play. When we talk about the countries that was expelled, then they was only expelled from these countries because the system was already in play. Nobody never talks about that shit. If we just act like Israel was created overnight, this shit was already, Zionism was created overnight. The system was already in play. And motherfuckers will have you feel that's like saying that's almost like the American concept. Not all white Americans are racist, but if you benefit from the motherfucker, I believe that not all white people are racist. But if you benefit from the motherfucker, not all Jewish are Zionists, but do not all Jews benefit from the motherfucker? So it's like the system had already been in play for many years. And when you control one thing about the I think what the craftiness of these people is they keep a low profile. Like, they got a movie. I'm trying to figure out that they say this in The Irishman. They had a movie with Robert De Niro called The Irishman. And he talked a little bit about it. He's like the blacks and this and that. Maybe I need to clip that and make that or something. One of y'all who like clipping this shit, y'all can go viral because they don't. They always suppress my shit when I get like 30 likes and I can't never get up to thousands of likes. My point I'm making is fucking. But I want to say it's even another movie. It's a monster movie. I love watching monster movies. And Italians, one thing, you know who can save America from the Jews? It only probably could be the Italians. The motherfuckers got balls. Costa Nostra real. And that's the only other group of Anglo-Saxon that knows how to put some shit together collectively. That's why they started the RICO. And know how to keep a secret amongst each other. And so I say that to say because I watched this. I can't remember. Don't quote me on this shit. What marked the movie? But the monster said to the guy, "You want to know what power is? Power." And this is shit. I promise. This at least had to be like 20 something years ago. I heard this shit. He said, "Power are these little motherfuckers in the hills of Israel in little shacks with all the money in the world, all the power in the world. And they in a little fucking shack because the money is just a byproduct of the power. Motherfuckers think I'm gonna get the money, then the power. No, motherfucker, it don't work like that. You get the power first. The power brings the money and the influence. You need the power. These people thrive off of the power. Like, they've mastered the bullshit of I need a Maserati and even like white people and black people be on our bullshit. We got to front wealth and buy mansions and this and that, plane and shit. These motherfuckers want the power to control nations. I got the power to send a whole nation to war with anybody. And you want to talk about you got $1 billion? Fuck, I give a fuck about your $1 billion. I can send this fucking country to war. Who the fuck is you? I can make people sacrifice young kids in war. That's power. I can make a president go against his constituents and call them fucking crazy and lunatics and assholes and losers. That's power. I can make a president not afraid to fucking die, but he's afraid to go against me. That's fucking power. So I learned this shit a long time ago. I just never knew it until it came into fruition with all this shit of the last 6, 7 years. Even though I've been calling this, that's why I believe I never got to blow up on